Hey guys, welcome back to AF Farms for another tutorial video, and today we are going to be talking about harvesting. So we've got a bit of ready to harvest wheat here, which we've planted and gotten to this stage. So we are going to go through the process of harvesting it, and then some options for how to cart and handle the grain. So we've got a grain cart on the back of this tractor, and we've got an auger wagon on the back of this tractor, and we've got a truck and trailer combination ready for receiving that grain. So let's hook into harvesting this grain and we'll go through the combine and how it works. So first thing you need to do, jump into the vehicle and connect an appropriate header. So what I'll do quickly is show you the harvester we're using. So we're using the class Lexion 8900, so 489,000 to buy, 780 horsepower, 18,000 litre capacity, and it will do wheat, oats, barley, canola, sorghum, sunflowers, soybeans, and corn, as signified in the UI down the bottom. Now underneath this, combinations, if you press R3, it'll give you a list of suitable attachments that'll fit this combine and work together, okay? So just if you want to use those, it'll help you to identify that easily. Okay, what we need to do first is unfold the harvester. So L1, press X. We want to lower the header by pressing circle. We want to turn the combine on by pressing square. Now we've got R, so I'll just move the camera. L1 and I'll go around this side actually because it'll be a bit easier. L1 and R trigger moves the header roller in and out, and also up and down. Okay, so this is not known to impact or reduce your yield, as far as I'm aware. It's just a simulation, mechanic simulation, if you want to play around with that. Alright, I'll generally just leave it as is, but that's what that does. If we push L1 and down, we'll get our pipe out function. Okay, so this is for unloading purposes, which we'll demonstrate as well. So let's put that pipe back in. And that is pretty much it. Oh, and enables straw swath. So if we press right on the D-pad, we'll go from disable straw swath to enable. So what this will do is it'll harvest the seed or the fruit, store it in the combine, and then the straw will either drop in a nice even row or it'll just get dispersed across the field. So we'll do a selection of both and then we'll go from there. So we are ready to go. So just drive into the field. Currently we've got it turned off, so you can see it's going to chop and send that straw out the back of the combine. So if you want to turn that on, just push to enable, and now as we drive and harvest, we'll get a nice drop of straw out the back, which now we can bale and we can use for animal bedding. We can sell it, we can use it. Just creates another process, but it's a byproduct of the harvest. Okay, as you can see, our combine is filling, so we've got about 2,000 litres at the moment. Tells you the percentage, our harvesting speed, everything else. So this is basically how we harvest. Okay, so it's up to you whether you want to do this and do the driving. You can also drive from inside, so you get an internal view. I tend to drive from the outside. I just find it a little bit easier. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this first run. So we're just going to back up and we're going to do this little strip here, and then we're going to send it off on a worker. So to basically hire a worker, you would just press circle. So what I would recommend is on your long run, so we're going back down to the other end of the field here, this is where I would hire the worker and send this guy off. So then we can do on the go unloading. Okay, so he's underway. So if we jump into our grain cart, so we've got one just here. So this is just a modest large tractor, so if we swing around, hopefully we can get there in time. Now we're not going to drive on the crop because that'll destroy it, so we want to avoid that. But basically if we can drive up alongside this guy before he turns, which we should be able to, we'll be able to get some crop piped out. So if we pull up alongside now, get our trailer underneath the pipe out spout, and we just sort of match the speed of the combine, we're able to pick up some crop. So I'm going to just pull forward. Now you notice there that it looked like some of it was falling on the ground. However, that wasn't the case. It's just the animation. Right, let's jump into our auger wagon, which is this guy here. So basically what the auger has up its sleeve is it's got its own pipe. So we're going to open the cover and we are going to basically unload on the go. So we've got a couple of nice straw swaths there, nice and neat. So let's just pull up here. Now you can't hire a worker to do the unloading for you, so you've got to drive alongside and unload. However, you can utilize the worker to drive the combine. So basically this is how, if you're playing in single player, this is how you can manage the process. Now you don't need to do this, alright? We can just let our combine fill up. So what I'll do is I'll let this guy go past, and then we'll let the worker finish. So what should happen here is the worker should cease. So let's dismiss him. Okay, so let's just pretend that the worker had stopped where we thought he would. We can now drive up to our combine that needs emptying, and this should automatically start to unload. Okay, so just to double check that our combine's empty, which I'm pretty sure it is. So it wasn't a huge amount of crop that we got. Yeah, that's now complete. Okay, so we'll just get this guy off the field. Alright, and now what you need to do is you need to fold the harvester. So that is L1 press square, and this will put it into transport mode. And then if we had a suitable trailer, we can just drop the header onto that. And now we can drive with the combine in transport mode. Okay, but we'll just leave that here for now. We'll jump back into our auger wagon. Okay, now you got two options here. So basically what you can do, you can unload directly into a waiting vehicle if you want. Alright, so this is optional. You can drive this auger wagon directly to a sell point, so such as let's go to the main map. So the grain mill will take the grain. Actually, this is probably a better way to show it. In the prices menu, so you've got the crop that we've just harvested, which is wheat. And on the right hand side here, it tells you who's buying it and for what price. So we've got Feed and Grain South, Goldcrest Valley, which is the train, the grain mill, and Johnson's Farmer Market. If you're not sure where any of these places are, you can press X to tag it, come back out to your minimap, and then the green beam of light will notify you where it is on the map. So if we go out to the map, then you can see Johnson's Farmers Market here is now flashing. So if we wanted to, we can drive up there and drop that grain off. Okay, but what we're going to do is we're going to unload it into truck and trailer combination. So the reason why you would do this is just to basically speed up your harvest. And you can see this particular truck has the provision for 2 different types of grain. So if you wanted to cart 2 different types, you could. Or you can just pipe out directly into our, so let's just cruise back down to our main farm quickly, our starting silo. Okay, so we can dump it into here to store it. Okay, so let's go. So we've got this guy here where we emptied earlier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take him potentially to a different location. So yes, there's 2 options where you can store it. So you can store it on go to the main map, at your main farm. Okay, so we've got the Farmer 400 Obi 1000, that's our own silo. However, there is a silo down here near the train station, so Grain Pool East. So we can use that as storage also. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive down to Grain Pool East and drop this off, and then I'll show you where it shows up in our stock of crop. So I'll see you down there. Alright, here we are at Grain Pool East. So basically what we need to do is we need to drive up into our little offloading point, so you can see that signified there by the loading and unloading icon. So if we just drive over this, we'll get the overloading trigger. So to overload, you just press R1 and triangle. So you can see that is now, so we didn't get any money for that. Okay, Okay, so basically what that means is if we come back into our prices menu, it shows us that we've got 5,189 litres in storage. So it doesn't show you where it is, it just shows you that in total. So basically it can be in Grainpool East, because that's a communal grain storage, okay? Or it can be placed in one that we own. So in the new farmer mode, we obviously start with this one. And I think there's another Grainpool. No, Feed and Grain South is a sell point, I believe. Okay, so just to be aware of the differences. So they have the same icon, but this one's an actual sell point. All right, and now if we want to retrieve our grain, we basically just drive up underneath you can see that there, the little spout. Press L3 to start filling. We can select the crop that we want, and we can put our wheat back in. So now if we want to save up for when the price is right or whatever, we can move this crop around as we need to. Okay, so now we've got our truck, so we're going to go sell this. So let's go and cruise on over to the Johnson's Farmers Market. So the benefit of using a truck and trailer combination is you can theoretically transport more grain in fewer trips, and you can also do it reasonably quickly. This has got a top speed of 83 k's an hour, and you've got the ability to get bigger trailers. So obviously this is not the biggest one you can get, but it just gives you another opportunity to move the crop around the map. So I'm going to drive over there, and then we'll drop that off, and then we'll see how much we get for it. So I'll see you over there. All right, here we are at Johnson's Farmers Market. So we are just driving up to the sell point. So the sell point is signified by this open grate here. So what we'll do is we'll drive over, we get the overloading icon, R1 and triangle. So you can see this has got tip side front, tip side back, so that just signifies the different chambers. Okay, so let's do the tip side front, and if we jump out, it won't do it when we're not in the car, or in the truck, sorry. Try and zoom in so you can see. You can see it coming out of that front bay. And then we've got 7,000 for that harvest. Alright, so we've harvested, we've collected the grain. We're now left with a field that's in a harvested state. We've got weeds, and then we've also got straw that we've got to collect. Okay, so there's a couple of options you can do with the straw, so we'll cover those in another video. But that's basically how you harvest, and a couple of tips on how to cart and handle the grain. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you liked the video. If you got any questions, leave a comment below. Otherwise, like the video if it helped you out. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.